and it's Gordo here from Gordo's Games, and today I'm bringing you a deck profile. And today we have a guest star. Now, just a disclaimer: this is not a regular occurrence. I have not become Doofenberg. Doofenberg is an iconic man. This is Joey. Say hey, Joey. No, Joey doesn't talk. Joey's a baby parrot. We're babysitting. So he will be guest starring with me today whilst I go through my deck profile. And today we're going through a bit of green. Green bird, green deck. Hey, the irony. So it'll be Ceresmon. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. We're going to get straight into the deck. But if you do like the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you know when my content goes for live for you. And apologies at any point if this parrot starts squawking. Baby parrot doesn't talk, likes to squawk. So let's hop into it. Alrighty, so we'll start off with the Digi-Eggs as we normally do. 4 of minimum. We want to control the board, we want to control the field, and this allows you to get that DP buff so we can swing over things and then clear the board off and you keep it under wraps basically. And then I want to Argamon. Unsuspends, give you a memory. If it comes off, you get an extra memory. If they choke you down to 1 and this is on board and you're swung with it, unsuspends, you go to 2. Always just a nice little added one. Rounds off between these. You could go Tanamon if you really wanted for extra buffs, but 1 of Argonon's not too bad. Going into level 3s, we run 4 of Argamon. Argamon himself, it's just like the red one. Your turn, this Digimon gets 1000 DP, generically just a good inheritable DP buff, and it's needed in this deck. And then we run our, so we won't go to villas just yet. 2 of Tentamon. Suspend 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Can be good if your opponent's swarming the board going wide on you. You swing with one of your bigger things, it suspends one of their smaller things, and then you can swing over it with another one of your bodies. Because you have things like the Mimi and that to rush out more bodies to hit with. We run a 2 of Terrymon. Good for that memory lock if you're playing against the Ragnlord, or if you're playing against anything, it gains extra memory back on things like purple, blue, you know, just generally good to have just in case. We run a 3 of Argonon. It's a vanilla, 2 costs, it's good for the memory choke, it's good to play down. You've got the 1 of Argonon from level 5, so generally it allows you can play these things off of it, or you can play it down so you can get, you know, use out the Digisorption. I think someone's trying to throw something through my door, but hey, oh. And then 3 of Goblinmon. Same principle as Argonon, it's just generally a good card. Puts in a lot of graph. Pretty solid list for the rookies there. So let's move on. What do you think, Joey? Yeah? Yeah? No? Alright, moving on. Level 4s. Okay. So we run level 4s, we run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One moment. Hey. Look, don't get camera shy on me now. No camera shy. Ah. Angry. Okay, after we've just been bit on camera. So, first things first, we run a 3 of Copper Terrymon. Buffs by 1000 DP for every suspended Digimon your opponent has. You can have the carrot. Yeah, for every 1000 DP for every suspended Digimon that your opponent has. So it allows you to just get those bigger buffs so you can swing over those bigger bodies. So like if they do have the Ragnarlords down and you want to suspend them because you need to get that extra DP buff, these things come in really handy. So, moving on from there, we have 2 Woodmon. Woodmon generally a good card. I don't think you need 4 of it because you can run into the Cherrymon at level 5 anyway. But it's just a blocker, helps you slow down the rookie rush, and sometimes this deck can suffer to rookie rush because it's not as quick as it used to be. So just having 2 there for that. Going on the Digisorption line, we run 4 of Argamon purely because you need as many targets as possible when you're running Ceresmon, just to make sure you're getting those effects to rest their body so you can then take out their bodies. It just makes the most sense. And then finally, last but not least, we have 3 of Stingmon. You could go with Gargamon here. I've just decided to go more so with the a balance between the lot of them. So DP buff, memory gain, and then reduction on cost. And there we have it. There's the level 4s. And we run 12 as I counted earlier, I believe. 12? Sure? Yeah, okay, 12. Moving on to level 5. This one's a bit of a mishmash. I don't have... I'm not really much of a green player in the sense that I have a lot of their cards. I don't think he likes the fact I'm not a green player. But, you know. Let's see. Okay. Angry Bird, what's up? Okay, moving on. So, we run a few one-offs. I'm just going to go through the one-offs first of all. So, we're in a one-off Stingmon. Reason being, I really like the card because it's got piercing and jamming. And, you know, the fact is, it's a 7k body, so it can swing over blockers. And if you've got the DP buffs underneath it, it's generally just not a bad card to have in there. Because if you do swing through the piercing, you don't always want to get caught out by being killed by the piercing. That makes sense. Then we run a one-off Metal Ceresmon. The reason being I only own one. I would possibly run more if I had access to it, but I don't. So it's just one of those. But it's generally a good card, especially when you've got things like the Bancho. Let's say... Hey, do you want to do this part? No? So let's just say you got a Bancho, you've got this on board, then you got a Bancho and you're playing against Megazoo. Got the Bancho on that, swung over their big body. Go for game because you get the buff from Bancho and it stacks because it's ridiculous. So yeah, really good card. Run a one of Argonon because you can only run one of it. It's limited. Good card, good for the aggression. Lets you swarm the board a little bit. Lets you play a level 3 green Digimon card when attacking from your hand suspended without paying its memory costs. And then we go on to 2 of Ceresmon. It's a blocker, like I said, we've got the Woodmon in here, but we balance out by having 4 blockers by having 2 of the Ceresmon, and it's 7k, so it slows down things like Paildramon and Dino Beamon if you're in the Imperial matches as well. So really good card, and it can swing without losing memory as well, which is also a very valid point. And then last but not least, Blossomon. Generally a really good card. It's 7k body. I do like it more than this because it's 7k. Obviously this has got the inheritable, which makes the big difference, but the fact is this is Digisorption targets, and it just allows you to swarm that board that little bit quicker. So that's the level 5s, and we run in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Moving on to level 6s. A bit of a mishmash here again as well. We'll keep it simple first and foremost. 4 Ceres. You want to see it, you need it. Helps build that dex board so much quicker. The fact you can start using your opponent as resources. It's just a really, really strong card. With all the relevant buffs under it as well, being a 12k body, you can clear most things off board, which is pretty scary. Go along with that, the Megazoo Destroyer. And majority of the deck, because there's only a few decks that don't run 12ks, Shine Greymon being one of them. Everything else has at least 1 or 2 12ks to throw down at you. So this destroys those with a lot of anger, I have to say. I mean, going up to being a is it 7k buff, so it becomes a 16k DP with security attack plus 2. Sure, that's balanced. Moving on, we have a one-off Mega Gargo. When Digivolve, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It doesn't unsuspend. It's like a minor version of Puppetmon, where you get to do it to one target and doesn't unsuspend. We run a one of Rusty, just because on the fact if we do run Tamers, I'm not using it for the pierce effects. I'm not running the Tigers and that. I'm just using it to control the board. So if they don't want to swing things and I don't have a Flower Cannon in hand, but I've got all the buffs and that I need, like an Ogmon I need, take out the level 5 or 4, then Rusty can do it. Do you like Rusty? Hey. This one. I think he likes Rusty. Okay, he's going to bite me. Go ahead, bite me. Ow! I said bite nicely, Joey. Jeez. You angry bird. Moving on. These co-stars just can't get the staff. And then last, but certainly not least, Imperial Drag Mode. Maybe the reason I had a one-of Dino being here. Also the reason is it's just a solid card. On those occasions when if you can get it on top of the Dino B, great times, you get it for cheap. But if you get on top of a Blossom, Blossom you can Digivolve it anyway, so you can get it. You can technically Digivolve for, you know, 3, 2, something like that. So you can get it for cheaper. But the fact you can swing through pierce things then restand, and that just allows you that more pressure to control the board. So this is the level 6s, and I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 level 6s. As I said, there will be some footage of the games with this deck afterwards. I wish I'd show those to you. We'll round it out now with the options. 2 Flower Cannon. Generally just a good card. You don't mind seeing it in security, you don't mind seeing it in hand. It allows you to control that board that little bit extra. Just no downside to the card really. And because it's a one-of, hidden potential discovered, the card that really can change games if you see it at the right time. It's just absurd. You know, suspend one of your Digimon, and the next time you Digivolve from 5 to 6, next time one of your green Digimon Digivolves this turn, you may suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the memory cost of Digivolution by 5. So yeah, it just allows you to excel up that board a lot quicker. And then tamer wise, we run a one of Izzy, because Izzy allows me to filter through my deck, try and add a few cards to my hands. It's also a 2-cost tamer, so if I had a Rusty down, for instance, and they have some annoying on board, I still got 2 memory. Play down the Izzy, swing through their body. Just gives me that bit of chance to clear their board off, and then obviously I can tap and start cycling through cards. And then to go along with that, to rush out the Digi Eggs and stuff, the Mimi. Tap the Mimi. If you have a level 5 green Digimon in play, you can then hatch an egg, or you can raise an egg. So it just lets you speed through your turns a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. So that's the deck. That's Ceresmon. As I said, I'll show a few games with it. My co-star won't be there for them. They will be recorded. No, or he might be actually. No, he might be. But let me know what you think to the deck. Let me know if you try it, any suggestions you've got. As I said, I'm not an avid green player. This is just something I built earlier on in this set, and to be honest, like I said, this is my memory stamp. This is me closing out BT4 by getting my overall things done, and my take on things. So like I said, if you do like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you do want to hear when my content goes live for you, hit that bell for notifications. But from myself, Gordo, and Joey, let's get digital, let's get going. Enjoy the content, people.